Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and before we dive in, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a friend. Okay, so we are in the backyard. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. The backyard faces west. Yeah, west, we're all in that direction. And what I think I'm going to do today is I think I'm going to work on the Heirloom Chrysanthemum bed, because it is the time of the year where I need to start prepping that bed for fall blooms. So let me bring y'all over and check that out. Oh, real quick before we start. Okay, Heirloom Chrysanthemums. How did I get into Heirloom Chrysanthemums? I used to grow dahlias very, very poorly, and I was always disappointed in them. So I was looking for something else that could be like a major player in bouquets for me that wasn't a dahlia. And I came across Heirloom Chrysanthemums and I started growing them specifically from a couple of different places. King's Mums is my favorite place that I grow them from, or that I purchased the little plugs from. And I grew all of these from plugs, tiny itty bitty little plants. And I think this is year 4 for them. Maybe year 5, year 4. Year 4. I think it's year 4. And they have just been brilliantly wonderful. So let me show you guys what they look like. Okay. So they have their own bed over here. Let me get through here. This is the Heirloom Chrysanthemum bed. And you can see they are in bloom. And Heirloom Chrysanthemums bloom based on the length of daylight. And so they recently gave me a whole round of blooms for early summer. And there's more coming, more blooms coming. You can see some of these are just getting started. However, we're at the end of June, and July 4th is my cutoff time to cut all of these back significantly so that we can get beautiful blooms for the fall. And that's when I'm really growing these Heirloom Chrysanthemums for, is blooms in the fall. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start by just doing a general cut back, and I'll show you how far to cut these back. We are going to fertilize them, and then I also have a couple of plants that have some spring annuals in there that aren't looking so great, so I think we're going to replace those with some summer annuals. So let's get started. All right, so Heirloom Chrysanthemums need full sun. That means minimum 6 hours a day. Mine probably get closer to 8 or 10 hours a day. And this bed is set up to drip irrigation. So they get watered from below. Now, this is probably one of the really hard things about Heirloom Chrysanthemums. I could just leave these, right? And they would give me blooms in probably the next 2 to 3 weeks. But we would be pushing our window for blooms in the fall. And typically these bloom for me late October into November, with a really massive flush in November. And I don't want to risk it being even later in November. So what I'm basically going to go do is we're just going to give this a real nice cut back. And we're going to cut these back by about 50%. I don't want to cut them lower than that, but about 50% will do, will help quite a bit. So I'm literally just coming in, taking a look at them. I'm leaving at least a good 12 inches on these chrysanthemums. And that will really help me give them a jump start for producing blooms for the fall. And then apparently while I'm over here, I'm going to need to do some weeding, grass removal. And you'll be able to see as I'm beginning to trim that they actually have peony hoops. I have actually peony hoops in here to help these stand up better. And the peony hoop is right there. I think that netting would be better, but I don't have that. This is what I have. So we're going to stick with that. Now, this variety right here is called French Vanilla, and it is always the first to bloom every year. And I do like it, but I will say that the petals brown pretty quickly. Now, that might be a me thing, that I maybe need to harvest them sooner. Now, over the years, I've learned a lot about cutting these. For example, you don't want to cut them too low. It takes too long to grow back, and you won't end up getting blooms before winter sets in. So I found that for me, at least, leaving at least 50% of the plant, approximately 12 inches of the plant, helps quite a bit. Okay, I'm wondering if I could be smarter and just come in here with a hedge trimmer. Let's give that a try. Okay, I've got my little Ryobi battery powered. Let's see if this is strong enough. Yeah, definitely strong enough. I think the hard part is going to be getting all the trimmings out. I bet I'm going to be picking these out for weeks. But this is much easier than doing it by hand. Although I do like pruning by hand. Okay, keep that a nice trim. I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty stinking good. And this is super important in order to be able to have blooms for the fall, which I'm really excited about. All right, I'm gonna work on these two containers. I've got geraniums and petunias that I grew from seed in here. We're gonna pull them out and replace them with some vinca and some zinnias. And both of these little containers are set up to drip, so they get watered every other day. My drip is currently set up to every other day. Okay, and this one I'm actually going to start with a couple of varieties of, looks like we got some ants going on, of lantana right here. And these I took from cuttings. I grew from cuttings from my lantana from last year, because not all lantana is perennial for me. And this is just the time of year where lantana really starts to take off. All right, and then we'll take our drip, put that back in. All right, and then for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and put in some vinca that I also grew from seed. And vinca does really well in containers for me. I think because it has better drainage than directly in the ground. It does better in containers and raised beds for me. And then of course I moved my garden spike staple somewhere. Oh, here it is. Let's put that in there to hold. Okay, so now I'm going to fertilize everything. So I start by using like an old school Miracle Grow sprayer. And I pour about half a cup of Alaskan fish fertilizer in there, and then I fill up with water and I water this way. And I've had a lot of people real happy with that, that I showed them that, because they were carrying around their big pots and their big watering cans from bed to bed. And this just makes life a lot easier. And I like to fertilize these maybe once a month going up to blooming time. I'll probably stop fertilizing in September. Will be my last time, because at that point I just really wanted to focus on blooms. I do really like this bed. I redid it earlier this year, adding in that, tucking in over here. I've got a Julia Child rose that's actually just getting ready to bloom again. Got a peony, and then I had all the chrysanthemums, and then I tucked in these two pots in the front for annual color. And I'm really enjoying the look of it. I would love to do some more pots tucked in. I think it would be cool. Almost like the pots are a border. It might be really interesting. I think over the next few days, as the trimmings that I cut die, I'll be picking them off. Now, I did not buy any new heirloom chrysanthemums this year. I'm very happy with what I have. And they're just now coming to fruition. I do think that they took a while to really get going from those tiny little plugs. But this year I didn't buy any new ones. And I think that's okay. I did take cuttings and grow some cuttings from my friend Kristen for her garden. And I'll probably do that again this year. I'm really feeling now's a really good time to take cuttings of different things. You can bring them inside, propagate them. All right, looking good. All right, we're gonna have to go in the shade. My phone's starting to overheat. Hey. It's hot. It's still early in the morning and it's super hot. That's about all I can do. I can only do about an hour in this heat. It's just too much. So I encourage all y'all, just if you can't get it done in the heat, it's okay. Like, don't make it dangerous for yourself. It's just a garden. Your garden, but yeah, it's just a garden. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. I wanted to remind all of those who have taken that heirloom chrysanthemum journey with me that before July 4th is the time to cut them back. So make sure you're on top of that, get those cut back so they are ready to go for fall blooming. As always, make sure you like and comment on the video. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow the video so much. And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below. Whew, letting me know that you made it to the end of the video and you say hi. And check me out on my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. It is all things She's a Mad Gardener, all things gardening. Just a group of people who want to talk about their gardens. It's glorious. It's a great way to continue to support me as well. There is a free tier you can join in under, and there are additional paid tiers. The higher up you are in the tiers, the more access you get, including exclusive videos. And I just finished filming an exclusive video this morning, as well as group chats and photo sharing. And shout out to all my patrons. Love you guys. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.